Wait, are you on camera now? I don't know if I hear you. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Yep. My camera's. Oh, that's because there's a big fucking thing in the way. Okay, that's why my camera's doing that. Yep, I am at the very least, very briefly, showing up on camera because. Doggy. And we will perhaps soon be joined for some time by one Lynn Aquin.
Lidoquin, yes. The computer's like booting up. They're like, it just messaged me, so it's like we can have time to like ramble for just a bit before like my friend Lidoquin can like. I should have like in the twitch.tv/Summer no, not Summer Renegade. That's my Twitch channel. Twitch.tv/Lidoquin is like their Twitch channel, but like once I like finish like sharing the link to like everywhere, that's not what I want to do. Then we'll be able to do it, and so yeah, right now I'm finally finished like sharing the post to all those social medias. Now I'm just starting to post to all the discords as well. So yeah, and hey Kirok, and yes, it's a surprise Cam John Brockman as well too, because like he finally woke up early enough to like do something with his beard and braid it.
Actually, no, this is leftover from last night.
That's the same thing I would do, honestly. If I did braid it, I would not like remove it from the braid. If it like holds together or something like that, then yeah, that's what I would do.
Basically, you know, I put the rings in it to hold it together so I can drive and look somewhat presentable on a Saturday night. Mm-hmm. And then I take the rings out and it just sort of stays that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I woke up about 10, 15 minutes ago. So,
which is how the time you usually wake up for like what is your regular work schedule now?
Yeah. I mean, I work 8 hours driving. I get home around 2, 3. Well, actually closer to 3, and so it's this is my 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So while we wait for Linequin, let's talk about something banal, non-controversial. Israel.
Okay, yes, that's a terrible. Like, okay, the state of Israel is absolutely terrible. It should not exist. It's a settler colonial project, and definitely the Zionists, the right-wing Zionists. Apparently, there's some left-wing Zionists, but like I don't like Zionism at all because I'm not in favor of ethno states. I'm not in favor of states to begin with, but especially not ethno states as well too. So,
yeah, I'm not sure how there could be a left-wing Zionist because I can't imagine how you can be a left-wing.
Ethno-status?
How you can have a left-wing nationalist? How you can be left-wing and in favor of a nation-state? But,
well, it's like okay, so there's nationalism. You can be a little tricky. I can understand if you're like Bolivian and under like a settler colonial states, like but like not ethno-nationalist is my problem as well.
Yeah. I mean, okay. You bring that up now. I can understand as a defense against settler colonialism or just colonialism of any kind to have some sort of defensive identity to react against bullshit, but
yeah.
For the most part, no. And of course, you have the complication when it comes to Israel that the Jewish people have, for a couple thousand years now,
Hmm.
been kind of horrifically shit upon by everyone.
Yes, that's very true.
Uh, I mean, there's anti-Semitism in the fucking Bible.
Yeah.
Like the Gospel of John is anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of weird. The reason I bring this up is because I shared a thing. If Israelis stop fighting, there will be peace. If Palestinians stop fighting, there will be no more Palestinians. And about like 95% of the Jewish people in my friend's feed stepped in to say, "Go fuck yourself."
Hmm.
So I mean, I get it, but they're wrong. But I get it.
Yeah, that does remind me. There's like another guest I didn't think to invite on as well too. Well, I mean, we had Oscar in the Dark as well as a
Mm.
guest as well too. Talk about like many different things as well too, including like anti-Semitism and Zionism as well too. But I think I have like someone else that can like well, basically when I shared that stream that episode with Oscar in the Dark talking about Zionism, and someone's like, dude. You could just ask me, and it's like, oh yeah, right. I didn't talk about that, doggy. To
Chewing
be
on a
fair, this person.
bone.
Yes, chewing that bone. I was like wondering what that like noise was as well too. So that makes sense as
Yeah.
a dog chewing a bone. It wasn't too loud. It was just like something that like noticed in the background and I
Yeah.
have earplugs
Let
on.
me know if it does get too loud and
Yeah,
obtrusive.
yeah, yeah. No problem. But to be fair, I didn't think to like ask this person because their content creator is on hiatus as well too. So yeah. And the cat with the blank background. Oh, but like it's interesting how we talk about Israel and the Jews on like Zombie Jesus Day too.
Hey, it's Isaiah. I thought you weren't going to be able to
Hey.
make it, buddy.
Okay. Hello, Isaiah.
Hey,
So you're
See, are
calling
you
in
in a
at work.
Benihana?
sorry, say that again. You both were talking at the same time.
Are you in a Benihana?
No, I'm at so we actually finished work early, so I'm just stuck here looking at my phone for the next 2.5
And
hours.
looking
So
real classy with that leather jacket.
it's- yeah,
And it feels like you freshly shaved your head for this.
yeah. Well, I got a haircut.
Hmm. Yep, that looks good on you. And Dracula looks good on you too. So,
So
Isaiah,
I'm,
go ahead.
so I am like 13 going on 30.
Yes.
Okay, Jennifer Garner.
Hmm.
I'm with the
Like
Patreon and hang out.
okay, my friend is almost there. Streamlabs is being unique at a time, and yeah, I'll say no problem. We can ramble. Because like, so I say, how do you feel about today being like Zombie Jesus Day?
Well, I mean, I'm not really a religious person, so it's like for a lot of people, it's just like they get to just eat candy and dress up as
Yep.
bunnies, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You have to do the 5 stations of the cross, and you have to bleed. I don't know. I don't remember how many stations there actually are.
Although, although when they're talking about, he has risen, do they mean Spock at the end of Star Trek 3? Because in a
Spock
way,
is Jesus.
Now
in a
I'm
way,
imagining a bunch of Star Trek nerds gathering around saying, "He is risen. He is risen indeed."
it's already all over Facebook already. Like Star
Yep.
Trek, like fan groups, it's already like there's already like memes about a man dying and rising and
Oh, I'm sure that's been the case for 50 fucking years now.
Yeah.
Sort of like how Catholics and Episcopalians have for 50 fucking years now been doing "May the Force be with you," and also
And
with
also
you.
with you. My Catholic upbringing comes out every single time I hear that in Star Wars, and yet
May the fourth. Wait, what? Catholics and Star Wars? What? I don't think I get
it's
the.
it says in church and mass every single time the priests say, "May the force be with you," and all
No,
the Catholics
it's
say,
They don't say "May the Force be with you" in church.
No. My
Okay.
priest did. My priest did. They actually he said, "May the force be with you," and also with you.
Was he a Star Wars fan?
No, that's just what the Catholics do. At least that's what it was. I swear to God, I don't believe it. And that, like, yeah, the priest said in part of the sermon, as it were, too. And
It's not the "May the Force be with you" in Catholic Mass and also Episcopalian. It's "May the Lord be with you," and then everyone in the congregation says, "And also with you."
with you. And then we do.
So for
and
50
mouth,
years
and a heart.
now, Star Wars fans who came from that tradition, "May the Force be with you," and also with you. And that actually made it into canon with The Mandalorian.
I added like Palestinian Jew because a lot of people I guess tend to think that all Palestinians are like Muslims or something.
Arabs and stuff like that. But no, there are
Yeah.
Palestinians Christians and Palestinians Jewish people as well. Because
No, actually, according to Israel, there are Palestinian. Actually, no, there aren't any Palestinians. There's just Israelis.
according to Israel, yes, according to Zionism, from the river to the sea, yes.
Yep. No, from the river to the sea, I think is actually the Palestinian response. I thought that was the Palestinian response, saying that Palestine had to once again exist from the river to the sea.
Right.
I might be entirely wrong about that.
Right.
With the reason why I did it was because I wanted to like piss off like a bunch of like Southern Christians who think God is white or something. So that's why I did it.
God is a beard. Meaning that the real God is actually a lesbian.
Yep, I would read it that way.
Do you look better without my glasses or with my glasses?
Okay. Without your glasses, you are a straight hottie. With your glasses, you're a nerd hottie.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. Well, thanks, John, for the compliments.
Yes.
I mean, either way, you can work it.
Yes.
And remember, don't try to be a player. Be yourself. You're a cutie. The chicks will dig it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And remember, it's okay to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You will always be uncomfortable as hell trying to hit on someone.
Yeah.
Although I feel like if I bring a girlfriend to my house, if I ever have a house, she's gonna be a bit confused why there's a train set on a table next to a Saturn V rocket model kit.
If you are honest about yourself from the jump, she'll get it.
Okay.
And she'll be right there playing with your train.
Well, yeah. I'm not the man that you think I might be. I'm autistic, so I have like weird quirks. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that.
Yes, but then when she starts like naming off the like model trains and stuff like that, like knowing the models of the trains themselves and stuff like that, then you like found a keeper.
I put it this way: I'll like work with her. Like if she now, this actually may sound a bit stereotypical when I say this, but like, what if she has like 50 pairs of shoes and she like knows all 50 pairs of shoes?
Then she has her own thing.
Special interest. Yeah.
Some people collect shoes. Some people collect trains. Some people collect coins or pennies or stamps.
And like the city is confused, more like hell yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be much of a problem because I'm a cosplayer, so I work with shoes all the time. So that wouldn't be.
Well, you know how to accessorize then as well.
Yeah.
This and Kirek
see.
has a question of like
How do I hang out on Patreon on other channels? How do you create an avatar? Okay, the avatar that I've created, that's through OBS. Not through OBS, Zoom. Zoom has a thing. This is a Zoom channel, and you can choose a virtual background, and I can choose none. And now I'm blank, and I can choose an avatar or not show one. And I usually don't because I'm usually a hot mess because I get up and show up here. I wanted to show me because my dog was looking especially cute, and now he's walked away. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm back to being a cat because um, I I was feeling okay, but I want to be able to just be a sloppy mess.
I feel
Um,
like I feel like all people who are like disabled, like has a little bit of autism, they tend to like cats or like cat avatars.
well, I think cats are liked by people who are good people,
Yeah.
whereas the Trump voter type only like dogs because they want slaves.
Yeah.
Like, I love my dog, Wesley. He's a good boy. He's a sweet boy. He's an obedient boy. And that is what your typical Trump voter wants, an
Yeah.
obedient boy. Also, they like that he's black.
Cringe.
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of thing. Also on today, not only is like Easter Sunday as well too, and yeah, it's just I had this conversation yesterday like on my stream, just like it's because like the Easter it falls on the first Sunday after the first full moon spring every time. Why did they decide that? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't care.
Why is it called
You
Black
said, why is the
Friday?
tight end?
White Friday.
You spoke a little fast for me, Feathergig.
Sorry.
Why is it called Good Friday? I never understood that.
Because Jesus died, and that was a good thing.
It was good. Good Friday.
Yep,
Yay.
Ash Wednesday, followed by Good Friday, followed by Easter Sunday.
When did Mardi Gras come into this?
That's Fat Tuesday. That comes before Ash Wednesday.
Oh, I thought it was like, oh, we get to party with yellow, purple, and green beads and take our tops off.
Well, I mean, that's kind of mostly.
Okay, there we go.
And here comes Linnequin.
Hey,
Let's see.
Linnequin.
Mardi Gras is the final day of the Carnival of Shrovetide before Ash Wednesday. Basically, there's a long celebration before the traditional
Yes, I can hear you.
exuberant morning. Linnequin, hey.
Yeah, I don't know why my picture's not working, but
Hey, Linnequin.
I know why mine picture's not working, because I chose not for it to work.
sorry about
So-
being late. There was a lot of issues going on with my wife.
Hey, we're so late that we're actually a week late. So,
Yeah.
There's always that. Yes.
And then Zoom wouldn't let me log in, and then OBS
Oh.
on my wife's computer has
Hey,
none
well,
of my stuff on
and don't
anymore.
worry about your picture not showing, because everyone gets to look at Isaiah's perfect head.
Cool.
Ding.
I'm fine with having a blank screen.
He's a gorgeous Raisinette.
My bright head causing like lens flare or something? A
Oh yeah.
It's just like a J.J. Abrams movie. Lens flares all the time.
So, Lenny Quinn, let us move on from the topic of the totally not at all controversial Israel. What did you want to talk about?
Oh, I guess I was brought here talking about gun rights.
Oh, that's not
well,
controversial either.
That's all I was told, but I can talk about anything. I just
You can talk about anything. Go nuts. If you want to talk about birth control or your kids or how cute you think puppies
My
are
kids.
or how much abortion is fun, just go nuts.
Hey,
Linnequin, are you coming to take our guns?
what?
Are you coming to take our guns?
Right? No, I'm actually. All right, so I'm one of those like leftists. I've been part of like the John Brown Gun Club. I've been part of the like Redneck Revolt, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one of those leftists where you go far enough left, you get your guns back kind of joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a gun owner, but I'm also from a background where we did not respect the NRA in my house. We hated the NRA growing up because like my dad was like, they are political manipulators trying to use you as a puppet. They want
They're
you to
they're
think
they're,
that-
fuck, they're the fucking gun industry. They took over the
Yeah.
NRA. Yeah. Fuck the
Yeah,
NRA.
precisely. That's what I was told ever since I was a kid. So like coming from a house with guns, we hated the NRA. So like and what the NRA was doing, but like I was also raised in a situation where we had a range in our front yard, and it was a chore to shoot a gun or learn to shoot, learn to maintain a gun, break down the gun, clean it, and so
I
we would
mean-
never. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying I kind of agree with you, Liniquin. Like, I'm not anti-gun. I just don't get like the whole redneck. So like, we're gonna overthrow the government, and I never got that.
That's a Confederate white supremacist bullshit sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's
Lost cause.
yeah. There
Let
are
me
several
clarify.
different streams of many different kinds of currents in the gun owning community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me define something from earlier. I mentioned Redneck Revolt. They are a far or like a leftist group that goes to like protests to protect the people who don't want to own a gun or use a gun or have a gun. So like you'll see them. They're the ones with like the red bandanas around their neck, going back to the origins of the term redneck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because redneck was originally a worker rebellion.
And I
Redneck is just
a
a classist bullshit, sort of like
yeah.
hickory,
And
hayseed.
I shouldn't use that word either because that is a classist kind of a slur. In some
I mean,
degree.
it has been kind of reclaimed. Unfortunately, it's been reclaimed by Trump voters.
Yeah. That's why a lot of like the Redneck Revolt groups changed their name to the John Brown Gun Club.
John Brown was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's too bad that he was
But-
kind of suicidal by the end.
Oh yeah. Well,
What
like,
about him and Nat Turner?
Yep, both based.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, John Brown cut his teeth in Kansas, fighting slave owners, like literally bloody bullshit, and then he went to Virginia, and he and his sons basically committed suicide, which is not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, his reputation is that he was an insane madman because of the Lost Cause bullshit. Because only an insane madman would want to end slavery.
But yeah, like I'm.
But I'm sorry,
I'm
I
someone who-
interrupted you, Liniquin.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm someone who firmly believes in like common sense gun law. I believe in like red flag laws. I believe in like. I'm someone who firmly believes you should have a license to own a gun if you want a gun.
Like a car.
You
Yeah,
all
like-
you are all Americans. Your first sexual experience was with the gun in the and it's in this world. I'm pretty sure this girl said that. I'm sorry, though.
Oh my god, I want to see a Simon Pegg movie with that.
Right. But yeah, like I'm also for the waiting period. Like I grew up in Michigan. You have a 3-day waiting period.
I
Like,
believe
why
you
the
mean
fuck
edging.
does- Right. Pardon my language. I'm sorry, YouTube. But
Yeah.
why the heck do you need a gun right away, like that second? Like I never got that. Like,
But I'm
why can't
angry
you do the-
now.
Yeah, like, why can't you do like 3 days? 3 days. That's all they ask to do a background check, so someone who has some serious issues isn't going to get a gun. And
Yeah.
one of the other issues, we don't have a codified gun law. So like people in Illinois, like the far right always brings up Illinois. People in Illinois, yeah,
Illinois.
in Chicago, get their guns legally from Indiana.
Yep.
Well, yeah,
It
it's always been the criminals go to the states with the least gun laws, and then they just go back to the city and commit the crimes with the guns that came out of state. It's always been that way, but they want to think Chicago just they're just making the guns on the south side just in an assembly plant.
Well, I
but
mean, they have
it's-
Chicago has criminals wandering around all over the place during the St. Patty's Day fair parade. Like there was this guy named Richard Kimball, a convicted murderer, just walking around free with people supporting him all over the place. And if you can't tell, I'm talking about the movie The Fugitive starring Harrison Ford.
It's like And another thing people forget about is like per capita and all that stuff. South Bend has just as much gun crime. South Bend's horrible within
Mhm.
in Indiana. It's just a smaller population, so the numbers aren't as high.
Yeah.
But hold
Crime
on,
is based
Livingston.
on poverty. Let's
Hold on,
just
hold on. What is the ethnic makeup of what was it, Grand Forks? You said.
South Bend.
It-
South Bend,
South Bend.
Indiana.
South Bend is like 99% white.
Yeah, it's a very
Okay.
white.
I just wanted to make sure because I know
Yeah,
what.
that's pretty much where Notre Dame or University of Notre Dame is. That.
It's South Bend. It was the town that Pete Buttigieg was the mayor of. You remember Ratface? That who's now the transportation secretary in the administration.
Why don't we ever talk about white on white crime? We always want to talk about the black on black crime. I'm kind of
Because
curious.
white on white crime is acceptable because those bitches
Yeah.
deserved it.
Yeah. No, like it's so horrible. Like
What do you
like-
tell a white victim who has two black eyes? God. And I'm being performatively
Yeah,
misogynistic.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I know there's people who will be have trouble with that. I'm sorry. And
But no,
Linnequin,
like-
you now have an image.
Oh,
Do I?
okay. Yeah, no,
It's a dog in a hard hat and a shirt that says "I specialize in
Hey.
roofing."
that's funny. That's funny. But yeah, growing up in very redneck America,
Mhm.
middle America. What's the word I want to use?
White
America?
supremacist America.
Right. Well, like it's funny because it's so weird where I grew up because it's not what you would expect,
Mhm.
and I grew up in like blue pockets of the Midwest. But also, mind you, I consider Democrats pretty much right wing anyway. So
Oh, they
Yeah.
are absolutely.
Yeah.
They are the conservatives. They have been fighting for the last 50 years to protect the status quo. The only
Yeah,
people
it's like-
fighting for change have been the Republicans, and they've been fighting for fascist change. We do not have a
Yeah.
left wing in the United States.
yeah, our Overton window is the upper right or corner of the whole thing.
hmm
Yep, we got that on this that show. We did the political compass as four corners once, and we placed the Democrats based on their actions, not what they say, and not on the voters. The voters are more or
And
less
we
right.
were as generous as possible with those motherfuckers.
Oh man. Yeah. But no, like
Oh,
don't-
baby
I
baby
firmly-
Izzy's needing a nap.
Okay.
You,
I firmly
you were,
believe
you
that-
were yawning. I was saying baby
Yeah.
Izzy needs a nap.
Anyway,
We only got 5 hours of sleep last night, so
yeah. Oh, sleep. What is that? But anyway,
Sleep
and
is for the
I'm like
rich.
sick. I didn't get sick.
so as you were saying, Littlequin.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I'm against the whole a polite society is armed society. Screw that. Guns
No,
do bring
God,
danger.
fuck no. Go to the Old
Yeah,
West.
we-
Those motherfuckers were murdering each other left, right, and center.
Yeah, precisely. Like
Yeah.
we need to lower the amount of guns in the country by far. Like
Yeah.
I'm for owning guns, but we don't need 80 guns by one person. We don't
we
need
have, we have,
someone
we have-
having.
don't we have like
We need
350 million guns in the country? That's like
Something
like
4
that,
million per person.
We need the Swiss model or the Swedish model, where everybody
Swiss.
has a gun, but it's treated as kind of like a sacred object.
Yeah, like one gun per person. Yeah, sure, but not open carry. Open carry's bull too. Like I'm so against open carry.
494
Like
million
fucking
guns.
Lauren Bobert, however you say her fucking name.
Bobert. Yeah.
She has a gun to hand, and she also has a cock in her hand because she's giving her random dude a hand job in the theater.
Well, wasn't she the one that was trying to raffle off a 50 millimeter anti-material rifle for like her ad campaign?
It would not surprise me. She
Probably.
had a
And, like-
restaurant where the waitresses all open carried guns.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I walked into a Meijer. Meijer is a Midwestern like large grocery store that's still family owned.
I was
Like
gonna
chain
guess donut
family?
shop.
Yeah, no, it's the first supermarket, like the first. They used to call themselves when they first became huge 50 acres, but they're the first over an acre size grocery stores.
is the place to be.
But they which is funny because they actually started because they thought the prices during the Great Depression were unfair and weren't giving enough back to the farmers, so they started as like a way to boost up local farmers. But I digress. So Meijer, like we had one guy when I was living in South or in Indiana, walked in with 4 pistols on his side and a shirt that says "Come and take it." This dude looked like he was in his 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, one, you don't have 4 hands. 2, the human eye can only aim 1 gun at a time. It's just physics.
His
You can't
penis
actually-
can carry 2 guns. You don't know.
Yeah,
It's
unless
like
it's too small to
3.
carry them.
I sneeze on the guy, he's going to fall over. So, like, him carrying 4 45s. There are 45s on.
Jesus
him.
fuck.
Carrying 4 45s. You're not going to be able to shoot that thing. It's going to break your bones. It's like, I turned to my manager. It's like, Joe, like, do we say something? This is a no gun zone. She's like, no, the state won't let us say anything.
Ah.
I just let them just walk around and look stupid because like they're too because like people like that are just too weak to actually like fight and defend themselves. So they rather use a gun that they probably can't even use.
You'd be
It's just-
surprised how much damage an old white man can do just by punching someone.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
like, when it comes down to it, it does come down to fear because they're being told to be scared of everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're being told the only way to guarantee that this fear is sedated is you have a gun on you. You're protected because you're going to protect the people around you. I had to
He's
go
a
through
good
like,
man with a gun to kill
Yeah, they're
all the
told
black
that
people
myth.
and Jews.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing, Mithra. They're also being told that we're coming for them for their guns. That the left wants to take their guns. It's like, shoot, I've been a responsible gun owner.
JP.
I owned a gun. When my mental health took a horrible turn, I gave my gun to my sister because I wasn't going to own a gun with some violent mental health
Yeah.
issues that I have
Yep.
a hard time controlling. Screw that. Take one bad day,
Yeah. One bad day. That was like comic of the Joker and like in
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan Moore.
Oh yeah. Oh, Alan Moore.
Had to get-
Not my favorite take on the
Yeah.
Joker, but it's a good one.
Yeah, I had to get my Batman reference there.
So
But
it's go ahead.
Sorry, no, you go ahead. You go.
Well, I was the main reason I wanted to invite Lincoln on to talk about guns is because and not surprising that Steve Shives has done a couple of videos on the gun issue on his channel, and I know Steve Shives since he's just very anti-gun, and that's based off of he has reasonable reasons to be anti-gun because of statistics and like number of gun deaths and then that sort of thing too.
Oh,
And
it's
that's
because
the
he's a
reason-
candy-ass Marylander. Fucking
he's also,
Catholic.
he sometimes would like, but I think like for him personally, how he's so anti-gun is from a fictional show of MacGyver because the anti-gun episode in MacGyver or something like that.
Also,
So-
I mean, what's it called? The thing with the nerds. Star Trek is kind
Yes.
of anti-gun.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
They have phasers that set the sun as well, but you can set them to kill. Is now Doctor Who. The Doctor never uses a gun or a weapon, and most of the times to like, solve his conflict.
All he carries is a fucking screwdriver.
Yes.
He won't let his companions use a gun either.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will actually ream them out for using a gun.
In the first season of the reboot, what's his name? Chris Eccleston's Doctor 9 actually did start constructing a weapon, and then said, "You know what? Fuck it, no."
Yeah.
He doesn't want to become that person. But so Steve Shives' first video, not surprising, and he also then like made the statement that there's no such thing as a responsible gun owner, and like it basically wasn't until like last weekend, I finally saw like both of the videos, that video and then his follow-up video. I will say this, I'm surprised that I actually agree with Steve Shives. I know Steve Shives' position in the first video, the guns own the USA, the guns own us and stuff like that. And I totally agree. The gun culture in this USA is
It's horrible.
It's horrible, yeah. It is like a sacred object that is like the imbued on this creator, blah blah blah. Yeah, like Metro said, that like our first sexual experience as an American is with a gun, is according to the Constitution.
so you gotta remember, we gotta have the guns because the government is coming to take our guns away. So we gotta have us a gun and to stop the government from coming to take our girls away. I'm just saying, man. You know,
If we don't have guns, they'll come in our bathrooms.
Yeah, no, what's hilarious, the hilarious part is a lot of the gun laws that are being complained about, like being reproposed, are ones Reagan came up with, so it wasn't even,
I mean, how else are you going to keep black people from having guns?
That's exactly
Well, yeah.
why he put those laws in place.
Well, I mean, whenever there's black people around, everyone suffers because look what happened in the 50s when we wanted to integrate the swimming pools. They just got rid of them all, so no one can
Oh,
swim
yeah.
anymore because our people
Yeah.
wanted to swim in the swimming pools. So you can thank black people for the loss of swimming pools.
Well, it's like, Ronald Reagan was the evil man.
Oh yeah.
White supremacist piece of shit. His grave is a gender-neutral bathroom. Don't take back
Happy
the trash from
birthday,
podcast.
visibility.
Reagan really ruined like the whole you got to be really individualistic. Like Reagan really messed us up with that because that's why we're like in such this funk now with loneliness and
I mean,
like that.
Reagan just perfected what Nixon started.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Nixon started
like-
the Southern Strategy and the war on drugs.
Yep.
It was
I joke
Reagan
around
who
with-
named them that.
Considering how attractive I look right now and me drinking this Coke, this would be an awesome commercial ad.
You are Samuel L. Jackson at his most marketable. Yes.
Out for Christmas. But anyway,
Have
let
the
me
wind
continue.
in the background slowly as I
Seriously, you look like you're a motorcycle guy in a Benihana.
Yeah. Fonzie. You look like Fonzie. The black Fonzie. Fonzie. Yeah.
The Blondie, yes. All you need is 99 red balloons, Blondie.
Then Steve Shots did the second video. Not surprised at that because I'm sure that others be brought up. I brought it before in other places Steve Shots about what about minorities or marginalized people owning guns and something like that. I was such surprised that he agrees that for the marginalized people, I feel like it's makes them safer for owning a gun. He's fine with that. He still stands by his statement of there's no such thing as a responsible gun owner because he phrased it as just like how there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. We kind of
and I agree with him on that.
Yeah, I agree with him on that.
I mean, I don't feel safe with a gun in the home just because I don't trust myself with a gun.
Yeah.
But
Well, my dad was ex-army and he never had a gun. I don't think any of our family, most of them were in the military. I don't think any of them ever had guns in their house, which is
that might
which is-
actually have just been because black people cannot trust the cops not to murder them if they have a gun
Well, yeah,
nearby.
there's that too. There's that too, probably, but a lot of them just didn't
Like,
have
what's
one.
his name? Philando Castile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Literally,
the T1J, the one janitor, he kind of was watching the case of that police officer. In case of people don't know, Fernando Castillo, I think in Philadelphia, he's has
no, it's
a
Minneapolis.
okay,
Yeah,
Minneapolis.
Philando Castile got pulled over and he had a permit. He had a gun in his car.
he has a license
And
to
he
conceal
told the
carry.
cop, he said, I want to tell you I have a gun in the car and I'm going to reach for my wallet now. And the cop murdered him.
That's
Fucking
we'll see that-
straight up murdered him.
That's why I don't.
Yeah.
That's why I don't carry a gun with me because it's
Yeah.
just you never fucking know. I mean,
And honestly,
And-
you
and,
shouldn't
know-
carry a gun with you because it's not going to help you.
yeah,
99% of the time.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's like a lot of the people who have the guns on them, they live in this fantasy, this comic book
Mhm.
fantasy where they're
Yep.
just gonna
No, white supremacist power fantasy, yes.
yeah.
Now, two things on what was being said with Castiel. One on Castiel. The girlfriend actually won 14 million from the state and did not want to keep it, so she donated it all to school lunches.
Okay,
Holy
that's cool.
shit, Fred
Yeah, so
Hampton
Minneapolis
Power.
has free
Yes.
school lunch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because he was a lunch guy. Planter Castiel was a lunch guy. So all of the school lunches in Minneapolis now are free
Nice.
because of her.
At least for the
Because
next
she didn't want to keep
2
blood money.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that makes it for her as well too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then And then two, on the one thing, like we didn't own guns for protection. I mean, my dad had a gun in his like, my dad, mom had guns in their bedpost, or what's it called, the shelves by their bed for protection. But like for the most part, ours was hunting. Like 90% of our meat was deer that we hunted for, that we froze for the year. That was like what we ate.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it baffles my mind that these people are walking around with AR on their back and like for protection. It's like you're not going to be able to pull that thing out fast enough. If you're afraid of the government, you think you're trained enough to use that for a government?
No, that is absolutely not what those guns are for. Those guns are for intimidating black people.
Yeah, precisely. And like let's be honest, AR-7 only uses a 223 ammo type. Which is literally a 22. It's just slightly bigger than a 22. And like the only benefit the AR has over the 22 varmint rifle is its speed of fire. You know?
And the point is that the bullet can tumble inside the human body, cause maximum damage, and make the person die.
Exactly.
You
And,
don't fire
so it's
that
like,
kind of round into prey like a deer because it would damage the thing unacceptably.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, when I went hunting, I would use a 303. My dad would use a 300. Which those are going to kill the deer and not damage the meat. You know, because those are designed to kill, not damage. Where 22 is a varmint rifle, you know, you're using it to kill a gopher. You're using it to kill a woodchuck, you know? And, but like, when it comes down to it in the end, it's like, all these people who want to, like, open carry on this stuff, it's fear. It's intimidation. It's fear.
Yeah.
They're scared. They think they're scaring others. They are scaring others. And then, like, it baffles my mind that... And then, the biggest thing I have with them, so when you try to talk reason with them...
I'm not even really intimidated by them. I mean, personally, with me, I'm just like, okay, well, you know...
That's because you're black and they run away from you.
I'm not,
they look at me, they see my earrings, they think I'm gay, and they want to invite me to a bathroom for a quickie.
Me as a trans person, they look at me and they're like, they give me the dirty eye and look at their guns like, nope, you're scared, I'm not. You know?
Yeah.
And like, it's like, and what's worse is the NRA changed our understanding of the Second Amendment. It is not what the freaking gun nut ammo sexuals think
the
it is.
NRA is the only organized group that has half an amendment as their slogan.
It's I don't want to. I just wanted to like bring up. I love the term "amosexual" as well that you brought up.
Yes.
So I've been using it for years. I love the term too.
Yeah.
But like they because originally, legal definition for a well-maintained militia is the armed guard.
Yeah.
And so all these quote-unquote militias, like, you know, the most famous one being, well, the Michigan militia.
Tim McVeigh.
Like or like the Oath Keepers or all those kinds of stuff. Those aren't militias. Those are terrorist organizations by legal definition.
Like,
So,
a genuine militia would be something like Sweden. Where, again,
and, like,
everyone is required to have a rifle well maintained in their home that they're practiced with, and it's treated as something like a sacred object.
Yeah, and like the definition of a militia is a municipal army. By the U.S. law, the only municipal army or only militia that is legally recognized is the armed guard, you know, which is considered a civilian or municipal army. And like, so like these people are like, oh, we're well trained. We train out in the woods. Like, no, Meal Team 6, you're not well trained. Yeah.
No, you're a bunch of fat guys in camo.
I don't even know their like tactics. It's like
they don't have tactics. They don't know tactics.
And it's just them shooting on a range. I'm like, there's more to like being a soldier than just shooting on a range, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. Like you have to know how to hold a gun, break down the gun safety, moving around.
You have to know small unit tactics. You have to have strategy. There's a fucking entire army of bullshit that they don't know.
Yeah, and like,
Kirok, you're right. Star Trek does have weapons, but they mostly don't use them, except when they encounter brown people. Because what's his name was Roddenberry was a piece of shit.
But No, but yeah, gun laws in the U.S. are so. We need a codified gun law. We need common sense. We need red flags. We need background checks. We need gun limits.
We need communism.
Yeah, we do.
I've seen on Instagram because like sometimes I peruse Instagram to like see what's on it, and there is this one lady who claims she's a patriot, and the way she does it is by like having like 50 American flags in the background and like like AR like two like assault weapons. I'm like, is this
Okay,
person a
Karen.
patriot or is this person crazy? Which one is it?
I don't know. Uh,
And of course, this person was a white person, so
Of course.
yeah.
You're
It's
not
just-
allowed to
it-
own
it-
guns
it-
and stay alive for more than 5 minutes.
it's just a different. It's just a different like world they were taught. It's like they were taught the Pledge of Allegiance by the time even before they learned their alphabet. But then it's like if you're like a black person, you're like, I was told to stay away from the cops because I could get shot.
Yeah, I remember watching the Chris Rock documentary, Good Hair, and being shocked to learn that LeVar Burton, reading Rainbow, and also Star Trek, taught his kids, when you get pulled over by the cops, you put your hands out the window.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like that was 25 fucking years ago. Me learning that black people have a fundamentally different experience of the United States.
Oh
We
yeah,
do.
like
We do. Even the most like whitest black person here cannot escape, I guess, the race like our racist country sometimes.
Honestly, that jacket
I w-
is making me uncomfortable. You're feeling kind of dangerous right now. I'm gonna need you to tone it down. You're looking kind of Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury in that.
it's honestly a good jacket for Isaiah.
Yeah, he's working it. He's working it.
Yeah,
I had a friend who bought it, who like gave it to me for like I want to say Christmas a few years ago. I wear it almost everywhere.
It looks good.
yeah, it does. It looks really good. It looks really good.
Thanks. I look like a. Is geezer? Is that a bad word to use?
In the UK, geezer, that would mean that you're kind of an edgy criminal type, I think.
Oh, okay.
Here in the US, it would mean that you're old.
I thought it was like a racist term for like Hispanic folks or something.
It might be in Florida. There's lots of racist terms in Florida.
Or they have their own language when it comes to racism.
Well, you know, I didn't even know what a jigaboo was at first. I didn't when I heard that word, I was like, what's that?
I had Armenian family. That's how I knew what that word was. Because Armenians get creative when they get racist.
Well, that's
Honestly,
funny because
everyone does. But
it wasn't Kanye West dating one in Armenian at one point.
isn't that what the Kardashian family is?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
My Uncle John had
Kardashian.
some-
Kardashian. You have to put the emphasis on the last syllable. Sorry.
Is it
My-
Kardashian or Kardashian? Which one?
The Kardashians, what?
Kardashian. Oh, don't call her a slut. Come on.
There are
Sorry.
you know, there are like excuse me, hold on. I have seen Star Trek shirts that have like parodied that where like there's like these three Kardashian females and it says keeping up with the Kardashians. So I have seen
And
a
yeah,
shirt
I
like
would
that.
definitely imagine Star Trek shirts with Kardashians, but they have big old booties. Kardashians.
The edgy teenager. Sorry.
What about edging? What?
I said I remember when I was an edgy teenager, Kardashians were my favorite Star Trek race. When I became
Fascist.
an adult, I realized
Fascist. That's why you own
Bajorans
guns.
were- when I became an adult, I realized what they were, and like I started understanding why
Yeah.
they were not a great.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Or like maybe the Borg because they just look scary.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like,
That's the thing about sci-fi is that they often make the bad guys look cool.
Yeah, that was the
Star
problem.
Wars
When
and
I was
the
an edgy
Empire.
Teenager. Yeah.
Since fuck, I can't even talk. Well, did you like Shinzon? Because Shinzon was pretty fashy in a lot of ways.
Shinzon, I'm not sure.
Star Trek Nemesis. That's like the
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Wait, is that Malcolm McDowell's character? No.
No, that
No, it's been so long since I watched Nemesis. Yeah, and like as an adult, I'm definitely not.
Oh,
aligning
Shinzon's
with
a
what I was
pretty
when I was a
boy
kid.
with giant
Yes, he is.
shoulder
Yeah.
pads.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. When I saw his character, I was like, this is like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, but in space.
well, I was like when I was a edgy
We need
teenager, I
Billy
didn't
Zane to
understand
play a
things.
communist. We need a beautiful commie. And Billy Zane is kind of
Right.
beautiful. Billy Zane and what's his name? The good guy from The Mummy. Brendan Fraser. We need the cast of The Mummy to come together to be beautiful communists.
What was I watching? Like
Rachel
me,
Weisz.
me and Naz were watching something, and we're like, yeah, like we're watching George Carlin. I was like, yeah, you understand? George Carlin was a huge leftist. He's like,
I
in the best
have
way
some
possible.
issues with George Carlin. He a bit too much of an iconoclast and not enough about constructing something new.
His
And
his
that's a good
his
point.
comedy can be very like very what's the word for it? Misandrinous.
Yep.
No, but
I mean,
And I
he was George Carlin was woke as fuck, but it was also in the mid '90s.
yeah, like I like a lot of his like positions and standing, but his like misandriny could really mess it up sometimes. Because I'm like, okay,
George Carlin
like
was kind of in many ways a misanthropist.
yeah, I mean he was.
He I mean, he was right about many things because of how angry he was.
And I would say Bill Maher kind of like went the way like Carlin could have gone because eventually you become so misandrinous, you just become a conservative because
Yeah.
it's not that you hate everyone else, it's that you hate everyone else trying to get to your position and you want to maintain your position and everyone else is trying to get it. And I feel like that's what happened to Bill Maher. He just kind of like he tried to be this like progressive person until he actually
Bill Maher is terminally edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Maher is a Republican. Bill Maher is a Mitt Romney, John McCain Republican. He just happens to be an atheist, so he refuses to admit he's a Republican.
or smoke pot. Even though I've met many Republicans who have smoked pot.
He is a privileged white guy, although he could be Jewish. That's a kind of German name. I don't want to.
Oh, half Jewish. I did watch his documentary Religiosity. His mother is Jewish.
Okay.
So
Totally
to the
Jewish.
Israelites we counted as well too. But he
And
Yeah,
according
I
to
thought that's
the
the important part.
Nazis, he would definitely be a Jew.
yes.
He's coded. Well, he's like very secular Jewish. If I think so.
yeah.
Well, he grew
But
up Catholic, and yeah.
He's the mirror universe Jon Stewart. But I mean, he is super duper. Just hey, look at what the kids are complaining about. That's all he has ever been.
Yeah, he's also very like anti-intellectual, even though he likes to position himself as being intellectual. I've definitely like seen monologues where he's like made fun of NASA. It's like, oh, who wants to look at stupid stars? Go find a girlfriend.
He was opposed to the COVID reality.
Yes.
He is an anti-vaxxer. I mean,
Yes.
dude is. He got the right answer to one question: is there a God? No, and then he went on and was wrong about everything else.
Right. Well, like people like Bill Maher, are like people that you would watch like in like the early 2000s. Like it's like it's Thanksgiving 2005, and your racist bullshit uncle is over for Thanksgiving, and you just want a break. Watch Bill Maher.
Bill
And
Maher,
like-
Sam Harris, Chris Hitchens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemon, you wanted to. You had something
Dawkins.
Wait, what?
Look,
Lemon
and
Quinn, you tried to pipe up and say something. I wanted to make sure you got
Sorry.
your.
No, I just noticed Geek shirt.
Oh, okay.
don't take out of context. It's one of your merch.
Yeah, it's one of my merches.
Nice.
But no, like, yeah, like you see, I grew up watching a lot. Like, I didn't watch Bill Maher ever. I was more like watching. Like, I watched Godfrey. I watched Aries Spear was one I watched a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And like, so I came from, and like George Carlin, of course, and like, so I came from.
George
different
Carlin
times than,
had
like,
the
Bill
benefit
Maher.
of being funny. Bill Maher is
Yeah.
not funny.
He's not. Although,
I mean, I watched
although
Religulous, and I thought that Bill Maher was boring.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's fair.
I learned about Bill Maher maybe like 7 years ago, and I thought he was just like some like far right talking head.
He
He's
is.
definitely very smug. He's very smug in his opinions. That's
Oh,
Oh yes.
he
I
is
thought he
the
was just
white
another
man's
Joe
white
Rogan.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was just another Joe Rogan.
He is. He absolutely is. He's just a Joe
Yeah.
Rogan who hasn't been punched in the head. He
Or
should be punched.
hasn't used all those steroids.
Nope.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bill Maher's
It's kind of
Joe Rogan
well.
without the
He's
steroids.
also very contradictory too. Because like there was like one time where he like
Wait, are
he
you
did,
saying that the
like,
far right is making up random nonsense and occasionally they contradict themselves? How dare you?
No,
How
no,
dare
I mean,
you?
Like, I mean, Bill Maher is contradictory because there was like one time where he like said, like, oh, I hate how kids are like using their, making YouTube videos and making money from it. But I'm like, but you literally do that every Friday for your show. You sit in front of a camera and talk for.
That's not contradictory. Once you understand that he's coming at it from an elitist perspective,
Yes.
Yeah,
only
Well, no,
certain people should be allowed to speak.
Well, yeah, it's basically, I have, work this stunky job you probably don't like, and then come home and watch me bitch about why the world sucks, and it's because of women and gays and minority, it's that bullshit.
I had a passenger last
Mithril
night.
saying down there.
What was that?
Uh,
What?
I was saying, I agree with what Mithril was saying about nihilistic stand-upism. Sorry, I thought they said.
Oh
that-
yeah. The '90s was big on nihilistic stand-up. I mean,
hate
coming out of the
nihilistic stand-up.
'80s, the Reagan era, the crime, the despair, the depression. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the end of the Cold War definitely like opened that up because we were the only superpower to talk about.
Yeah. People called it the end of history. They were wrong about that. Just like in the late 1920s, people said that the stock market was about to plateau and wealth would be forever.
That's the thing why I feel like revolutions never really work. Because all you're gonna get is like you're just gonna like exchange systems. That's kind of what happened with Russia. Like the Soviet Union ended, but they just got another oligarchy in there.
I mean, the Soviet Union was the parasite-ridden corpse of the Soviet Union. I mean, they were full of CIA ticks and worms.
To say the revolutions don't work is because America destabilizes them too much.
Yeah.
Although our
I mean, revolutions
revolution-
can achieve things. The liberal revolutions of the Glorious Revolution, the American Revolution, they fundamentally transformed the UK and the US.
They were the bourgeoisie revolution as well too, because
Well,
they
yeah,
were all over the rich.
it wasn't really a revolution. They just replaced one.
They replaced
They
monarchy.
They replaced the princes of blood with the princes of coin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but they were successful revolutions. They replaced the ruling class. They just didn't change the power structure fundamentally.
Yeah, basically. Because they replace like in our country, they just replaced the monarchy with the slaveholding monarchy. That was basically it.
I mean, the
Not
reason
wrong,
we have
not
the
wrong.
presidency is because rich white people wanted a monarch, but they
Yeah.
didn't want a permanent monarch, so they accepted George Washington. Lindemann, you were gonna.
Yeah,
talked over you.
Quinn.
Disagreeing with Isaiah, like, yeah, not wrong.
Yeah.
Wait, agreeing or disagreeing?
Agreeing.
Agreed.
Okay.
I fully agree
Just
with you.
agreeing
Yeah,
is what he said.
Yes.
yeah,
Well, I
because
mean,
like,
well, it's kind of true. I mean, if you look at it, like,
Yeah.
we didn't get women, after the revolution, slaves still were slaves. Women didn't vote
Mhm.
until like 100
Yep.
years. It was like it was just like, could we just do our own thing without the monarchy? And that's what
Yeah.
it was. It wasn't-
Yeah.
Quick question for the group: when did slavery end in the United States?
It's
never
not that.
ended.
Well, there's okay.
Isaiah
Yeah,
got it exactly right.
yes,
Well,
It
by
kind
law,
of ended in 1865 with the
Right.
amendments. It started again in 1876 with the end of Reconstruction. It ended again in 1942
yep.
with during World War II. FDR said, "Hey, where are the Germans and Japanese going to come at us on the propaganda front?" And his advisors said, "Slavery in the South," and so they put an end to it. And then Nixon started it back up with the war on drugs in 1968.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, did the 13th Amendment. So, and Ava DuVernay's movie about that really opened my eyes about it.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
And there are a couple of documentaries on it. Douglas Blackman did a PBS documentary. He also wrote a book, both of them called "Slavery by Another Name," Re-Enslavement, how Black Americans were re-enslaved from the Civil War to World War II. And the YouTuber Knowing Better did a 2-hour special on Jim Crow slavery, Black Code slavery.
Yeah.
I don't think
Side
I
note-
don't know of any special talking about the current war on drugs slavery.
Right.
Well, there's this black female YouTuber called, I want to say her name is like Lexi or something. She does like these like deep dives into like the 80s and the 90s. It's really good.
I think I know who you're talking about. I follow her on Twitter.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like Lexual does the 80s or something.
Sounds familiar. I think I might follow her.
Yeah.
It's just wish that Knowing Better did not do apologize for Christopher Bishop Columbus as well. Too.
Oh, man, too close.
Whenever I lecture, because I can never stop being a teacher. Whenever I talk to myself about this, Knowing Better did do defense of Christopher Columbus. People came at him. He looked into it and realized he was wrong.
Didn't Columbus discover the Earth was round? I've heard that before too.
No, it's his defense of Christopher Columbus was on the charges of being a genocidal piece of shit.
Yeah.
And people came after him, and he has apologized for getting that entirely wrong.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
be
Columbus.
honest. I didn't know much about Columbus before I realized how bad he was. I didn't really have
He was
many
the
good
worst.
I didn't really have many good thoughts about him beforehand, but why do so many people like worship this guy? I don't know.
Because he was the
I know
white
the- I
guy
know
who
the answer to
discovered America.
I actually know the answer behind all this.
Well, technically, the Vikings did. Well, actually, no.
No,
The
the Native
Vikings-
Americans did. They were living here. They discovered the shit.
well, yeah, but if you're trying to like separate between people who are already here and people who discovered it, like
The people who were living here discovered it. That's how they got there.
an Italian person named Vespucci, Americo Vespucci, actually saw it from a boat.
So, all right, with the Columbus thing, though, to answer about the Columbus thing, Columbus Day and all that bullcrap
Yeah.
was actually created because of a false death sentence towards an Italian individual, and some politician was like, well, we got to do something to get the Italians off our backs. So the only quote-unquote Italian that he could think of that was famous was Columbus.
Oh, that's it. Not Galileo, not even Sophia Loren. We had to go with Columbus.
That's actually the history behind Columbus Day. It was because of
That
some trial
that
where
wouldn't
someone
surprise
innocent
me
got
to
hung.
learn that was true. Which is why I'm gonna have to fact check it.
Yeah, you should fact check. But that's
And right when I
like, at least that's
said,
what I heard.
and right when I said, I actually almost got Sophia Loren and Bridget Bardot confused before I said.
Yeah.
See, Sophia Loren is she the fashion chick?
And I'm sure Lita would have got on my ass about that.
Yeah.
Those names both sound familiar, and I'm no idea about either of them.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the natives were already here. The Vikings first saw it from a boat, and then we were named after an Italian guy. So I don't know why Columbus
Well,
has.
no, I mean, I gotta say, the island nation of Haiti, or Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
as Americans wrongly call it, is correctly named after the Taino name for the island. They called it
So,
Haiti. That's
so
where
speaking
Haiti comes from.
so speaking of Haiti, or trying to pronounce the word Haiti, if you guys are ever
Haiti.
like a fan, if you guys are like fans of the movie Clueless, so the actor Alicia Silverstone, and yeah,
Be
I'm
more of
gonna
a
link this
stereotype right now.
I'm going to link into our like discussion on oppressed peoples and their countries.
Mm-hmm.
So in the movie, she says "party with the Haitians" because this was 1995. There was no
And
conflict
no,
in
they were
Haiti.
deliberately trying to make her sound like an ignorant white girl on top of that.
Well, basically, yeah, but actually, but no, the trivia is she didn't know how to say the word Haitian.
Yep,
So
that's what I'm
she
saying.
said
She was
Haitian,
they were trying to make her sound like a naive valley girl,
basically.
and that is an adorable, funny moment.
Yeah.
It is.
And the weird thing is that Paul Rudd has not aged since that movie.
Oh, I didn't know he was in that movie.
Yeah, he was.
I haven't seen Clues though, so there's that.
Paul
Yeah,
Rudd was like 23 in that movie. He's 45 now, and he looks exactly the same because money buys youth.
I don't think Alicia Silverstone has aged that much either. Although I can
The
definitely
difference
see
is
it.
that she hasn't done anything because Hollywood doesn't give a shit about blonde young white women after they turn 27.
Yeah, probably.
They turned 19.
Although she, yeah. Although I think my favorite movie of hers was probably The Crush.
Oh, that's the surfer movie.
No. This is this is like an R.L. Stine kind of movie where it's like so the movie is basically she is stalking Carrie Elway. She has like a crush on him.
Oh, that movie. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think no, that was Swim Fan I walked out of.
yeah. But a bit of a
And
change.
before that, she was in Aerosmith. She's on those
Right.
Aerosmith movies. So
It's anyway. A bit.
She's best friends with Liv Stone.
Yeah.
The crush was Vladimir Nabokov, underage girl raped by a dude.
right.
Lolita.
Oh,
Yeah. Although I know Steve Shives hates Batman and Robin, but man, Alicia Silverstone in that cat suit.
Steve Jobs will give
The
this
movie is
Batman
bad, and a woman can still be beautiful.
and Steve Jobs will always give like the Batman and Robin as least is more entertaining than Batman v Superman.
Right. Oh, yeah, come on.
Okay, so Zack Schneider.
Well, see,
I am confused. Is he actually a fascist?
well, I think he has some fascist tendencies. I honestly.
I think he's a dumbass liberal who
Agree.
leans into fascism because he doesn't know any better.
He's Michael Bay, but without the explosions of Michael Bay.
Yes. One day,
Okay.
hopefully, Hollywood will wake up and realize that Zack Schneider deserves to be a really, really talented director of photography.
Yeah.
Zack
Has he
Snyder.
done anything lately? Because I don't know.
Zack Snyder is the only person who could get a scene from a comic book 100% correct, miss the complete point, and get the comic book creator to take his name off the project because of that.
Are you talking about Watchmen?
Yes.
No, Alan Moore has always despised the idea of adaptations of his work. I don't think it was because
Yeah.
Zack Schneider was terrible. I think it's because Alan Moore is entirely knowledgeable about adaptations.
He cited the deep fryer scene as one of the reasons because the deep fryer scene was frame to frame to the comic book and completely
The
missed
entire
idea that you're
fucking
not-
movie was frame to frame for the comic book.
Yeah, like it completely misses the idea that Rorschach's a horrible fucking person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like
Like
Yeah.
the Watchmen, the movie was a shot for shot, panel for panel recreation of the comic book,
and still
which
misses
is
the point.
why I think that Zack Schneider is a terrible director. He has nothing to say.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's a good point there too.
I mean,
Yeah.
he made like 2 changes. One is inconsequential. One is huge and pointless.
This
He
may
Oh
be
yeah,
a
because he
really
changed.
go ahead and say
Sorry, go
it.
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was gonna say this may be a really weird request, but would James Cameron make a good superhero movie if he got to direct one? I'm
Honestly,
just
I
throwing
think he
it
would
out
make
there.
an interesting superhero movie. I don't know if it
Yeah,
would
I
be
can see that.
good. Wait. Cameron made Avatar.
Yes.
That's not a
So
superhero
no, he
movie.
would not make a good superhero movie. He would make a white supremacist superhero movie.
Because Avatar's just the last of the Mohicans done with aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He would make
color.
Mighty Whitey. And Lenny you had something you wanted to say as well.
I forget what I was saying.
Okay.
I was going to say with the James Cameron thing, he took a Brazilian comic book that had trans overtones and completely removed not only the trans overtones, but like 90% of the comic.
Mm-hmm.
Like the theming behind the comic.
Wait. The
comic.
person being transformed into a new body that is different and beautiful has trans allegories?
No. The show Dark Angel. The show Dark Angel.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's based on the comic Cyber 6, which is a Brazilian comic. Now, don't go too far into that because that gets really horrible. In the beginning, it's okay, but later on. But,
Don't play with
so
you
when he
guys.
took Cyber 6, he didn't ask for, the cartoon was fine, though. But he didn't ask for permission for it. So what he did is he made the character a beautiful white cis woman who was played by Jessica Alba and, like,
Oh, I
remove,
remember
like,
that show vaguely.
yeah, remove everything that was like the fact that the main character was trans, the fact that the relationship between her and the love interest in the actual comic starts off as gay coded because the main character dresses as male in their life, and it's AFAB, and the guy's hitting on him, thinking that he's a guy. Well, because he is.
But
It's like,
boys don't cry, and yeah.
and it's like this big muscular gym teacher, a gym and history teacher hitting on the math teacher who's, a tinier guy, It's like it was a cool concept, and then like James Cameron took it and just butchered it.
I
No?
still love him though for Titanic and all that. So I don't
Obviously,
like
you're gonna
people
slap the knob over that.
I don't like people making fun of my favorite director. So let's move on before I get mad.
Yeah, I like aliens though.
Yeah.
Titanic.
That's-
Can't go wrong with Titanic.
Like Zack Schneider. Let's rag on Schneider for a bit.
Well,
Like
actually,
I mean, seriously, Watchmen, 2 changes, shot for shot, panel for panel, remake, except for the fact that he included Lee Iacocca as the guy who gets killed in the attempted assassination of the Ozymandias. Lee
And
Iacocca,
the
the guy who revitalized Ford in the 80s. Like, he randomly put this business guy in his movie. Like, what the fuck? And
And then
then
the ending instead of the giant squid.
he changes the giant squid to it's like the fucking pretending
Manhattan.
the blue guy did it. Yeah, Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did you make that change? Apparently,
Yeah.
all I can think is that he thought that the alien thing would have been too weird.
Yeah, and it's like, and as I said, he still missed the whole point
Yeah,
because he made it
totally,
It's like,
completely.
how can you shot for shot and still make the movie miss the point?
yeah.
And as far as it's like his recent movie, Rebel Moon.
I have
Is
not seen
just a Star Wars and Seven Samurai ripoff.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
Which-
anything to say. He's a fan of movies.
Yeah.
Well, and like to be fair with Rebel Moon, he did hire a trans independent comic writer to do all the.
And that's
for it.
where I'm kind of confused. I don't think
Yeah.
Schneider's a fascist. I think he's just a clueless right-wing dipshit.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like he Well, it's like one of the greatest deconstructions of Batman v Superman I've seen is he took Batman, who was traditionally a Randian hero, and then took Superman, who's more traditionally a traditional hero, selfless hero,
Hmm.
and changed Superman into a Randian hero. So you have
Yeah.
the Randian versus the Randian, and it's like you can't do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't
I mean,
work.
yeah, I mean, it's, oh my God, Schneider's Superman. Something I took away from Steve Shives. I didn't like Superman until I saw him through Shives' eyes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Because Shives, like, makes it clear, Superman loves helping people.
Hmm.
He genuinely is the big blue Boy Scout.
yeah, and he's also a
And-
commentary on immigration.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. And I mean, he was the Jewish superhero. He was Moses and the Bulrushes, created by a couple
Yeah.
of Jews, and there's a whole lot going on there. But according to Schneider, Superman resents being asked to help people. He's an asshole.
Yeah, it's like that's
he
completely opposite.
Yeah, and it's like he is the Gospel of John version of Jesus, right? Where he doesn't actually give a shit about helping people until suddenly he's in the Garden of Gethsemane. When he suddenly starts bleeding blood. And I say this deliberately because Zack Schneider, until what's his name? General Zod shows up and fucking demands that Superman sacrifice himself. Then, funnily, Superman's in a church in front of a fucking stained glass window of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He knows about
like-
symbolism and he's bad at it.
It's like that's why I'm excited about Superman Legacy, because I want to see an actual good Superman movie, one that actually gets it. It sounds like Gunn gets it.
Yeah, James Gunn is fucking amazing. James Gunn gave
Yeah.
us the good Suicide Squad movie. He gave us the Peacemaker series.
Oh
I'm
God,
thinking
Peacemaker is still my favorite.
Peacemaker. Okay. Kill your heroes, but I love John Cena.
Oh, he is so good in there.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, the reason I love John Cena is because he is the record holder for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, with
Oh, yeah.
more than 700 wishes granted.
Ah, I see.
He has visited more than 700 dying children and made them happy.
Oh, he was the one who demanded Peacemaker be by, and Peacemaker.
Yep, that God damn it, you beat me to it.
It's okay.
He made Peacemaker bi because he thought it would be a better story. And that's why we get Peacemaker in bed with the random, wild-ass, insane vigilante, and some woman. Smoking pot and vigilante saying, if that was still illegal, I'd have to kill you both.
Hey, Kane C, how you doing? James Gunn gave us like Zack Snyder with like a Dawn of the Dead remake.
Oh my god, Zack Snyder did Dawn of the Dead. I forgot about that.
Dawn of the Dead
Random
remake, yes.
anti-Muslim bullshit.
Again, missing the point of the material.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean the original was just anti-capitalism, and
Yep.
he comes along and says, "Nope, we're gonna bash
Yeah.
Muslims."
Yeah, it's just weird. There was a couple other points I wanted to bring up. I'm not sure if we'll have like time to talk about that, but like especially so.
We have 15 minutes. Go nuts.
Well, we'll just like combine both topics. Automation under socialism versus capitalism, and like because I'm getting bothered by Kirok and like his assumptions about like work and stuff like that. Kirok believes that like if we're in a Star Trek world, because Kirok is a fan of Star Trek as well, so I don't know if Kirok can correct me on it. We will still have to like work 8 hours a day because look at Star Trek, they all work.
Let me add something to this. Tell Kirok that
shit.
if people weren't getting paid if I wasn't getting paid to do this job and everything was taken care of, you know what I would do? I would still work, but I would work at a job that I actually like. So I would probably work at an Air and Space Museum, something that I like, And since since everything is being taken care of, rent, all that stuff by the state, I could actually go to this job and not and get my autism jizz all over the fucking place and not have to worry about paying my bills ever again.
I
'Cause I
would
could,
still definitely teach chemistry. 100%.
I would
would
act.
not grade any fucking papers.
but you know, Kieran,
But
so,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean, seriously, people would still do stuff.
Yeah.
We would, I mean,
Yeah.
projects of worth. It's just that
I
people
would-
wouldn't do stuff that didn't matter. Like,
Yeah,
I would
choose-
be.
somewhere between like 2/5 and 2/3 of what we do is bullshit because
Yeah.
capitalism makes people bullshit jobs. A theory by David Graeber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind janitorial work.
Oh
It's
my
just
god!
that
Don't
I'm
lube
doing-
up before masturbating on camera. What the hell?
I make my it's lotion.
I think well, this topic definitely ties into what the other topic Geek was mentioning. And Geek knows that this is one of my big talking points. I always get too much into that automation under capitalism is hell. Automation under socialism is utopia.
Yeah.
Like the Luddites, they were not anti-technology. They were opposed to capitalism.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like,
They just
I
they
mean,
destroyed
AI under capitalism means that people lose work, and they're
Yes.
fucked. AI under communism means people are free.
Yep. Exactly.
Stop
that's
masturbating,
my
Geek.
solid belief.
You're jiggling your left arm. It kind of looks.
I'm jiggling my left leg. I have like I either a nervous tick or just like stimming or something like that. I can
no.
control it and like not do it, but like yeah.
No. Get you a fidget box so that you don't look like you're masturbating when you twitch.
But yeah, it's just like in discussions that I have with Kirak on my streams as well too. The Kirak when I kind of press Kirak on this, he points to Jonathan. How many hours you work to like support your friends? And I'm like, oh fucking god! It's like, okay, yes, I worked 60 hours or 70 hours a week to try to earn as much overtime as I can get, to like help like Joanna Roberts, help Phoenix, help like Joey Fire Deer and all those people. It's like Linda Quinn and Ass, but like it's I'm doing that under the current system of like end stage neoliberal capitalism hell. Are you saying that like we all still have to work 8 hours a day under Star Trek communism? Yes, you see people work all the time in Star Trek because you're watching Starfleet. You're looking at the.
Well, some people just like to, like I said, some people just like to work. I would like again, I wouldn't mind working at a museum, but it's just that those kinds of jobs that just don't pay a lot.
Oh no,
I mean, given adequate medication where I could actually focus on stuff, I would definitely work all the fucking time to help people. Like I said, I love teaching. I would teach all fucking day.
Oh yeah, like I used to love being I'm not going to call myself a chef, but a cook, like not a mind cook, like an actual cook, but like I don't have the schooling, but like I couldn't afford stocking my own kitchen. You know,
There are so many people like you who would just make like not a restaurant, well, a fucking restaurant. They would run a fucking restaurant just because they love to see people happy eating.
Yeah, and like I owned my own kitchen. Like in my early 20s, I owned my own kitchen in a bar. Like the kitchen was mine, but the cost of restocking all that, and then I was going to buy the bar and change it from being a notorious bar into a cafe with food, and then one of the people got wind of that and bought it out from under me. And it's like, but like I want a place to
Fucking Michael
hang
Bay.
out without alcohol.
Sorry.
I want people to have a place where they can hang out without alcohol. That's why I wanted to do it. It wasn't a monetary thing. It's just alcohol culture in the U.S. is horrible. You know?
I just wanted to talk about spaceships and airplanes all day. That's all I wanted.
There would be so much room for that because you are not alone, and it's not just autistic people. There's so many people who love the idea of space, just the idea. of space.
Right.
Yeah, I have two cousins who work at JPL or have worked at JPL, so it's like they love it.
Mhm.
I'm so guiltless.
So, yeah. So, like in a previous show, last time Kirak was on, he would like, we didn't name the examples, but he pointed to the example, he sent me DMs of like two examples. And the second example is just like a guy who he takes advantage of his girlfriend because he just like girlfriend takes care of like her rent and food and that sort of thing too, and he just like sits on ass and like plays video games all day and stuff like that. And I would still always say I'd rather we have a system where everyone's needs are taken care of. So that's yeah, some people would sit on their ass and play nothing but Fortnite all day or watch anime all day because guess what? I believe that at some point they will be tired of just doing nothing but playing Fortnite.
I
all
would
day.
rather have 3% of the population be lazy than 3% of the population starve.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And
Like,
it's not 3%
and
of
like-
the population starving. We are so much worse than that.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know what it's like to go without food, and like.
Oh
I'll be
my
honest, I'd
God,
rather-
Kane, 20C. I would love to work in an aerospace museum. I would love to work in a natural history museum.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs and airplanes. Oh my God.
See right there's your future, like a museum, just those two things.
Dinosaurs and airplanes.
Whenever my family went to DC, because it was partway between places where friends of the family, we would always go to the Natural History Museum in DC, and it was awesome. There was a Stegosaurus statue.
I always went to the museum as a kid. My family always went to the museum in Chicago because it was like
I believe
An
it's
hour
pronounced
drive.
Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah. I'm from Michigan. I'm from that bottom corner of Michigan that borders Indiana.
Oh, that's where you're from. Okay. Oh, no, I understand now.
Yeah. Where we still get Chicago culture there. Like, you get Chicago dolls.
Oh, they call it
everywhere
culture,
now.
but no, I think it's a kind of a perversion. You got to be careful.
But no, like you would go right from like we'd just go down to South Bend, take a train. The South Shore runs from South Bend to Chicago. And to spend the day there. That was the day. Or
Dinosaurs and airplanes. Dinosaurs and
Dinosaurs
airplanes.
and airplanes. Dinosaurs.
Zack
That's
Snyder
okay.
could not make a good movie with dinosaurs and airplanes.
now I want like a modern movie of dinosaurs and Cadillacs, or Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Leck.
That show was or that comic was awesome. The show was too, but the comic was awesome.
We need a good tank girl.
Oh yeah.
It's a good movie.
Deep cut. Was that Tori Laughlin? Tori.
I don't remember. And most people aren't lazy. They just want to enjoy something they like doing instead of like flipping burgers all day.
Lori
So,
Petty. That's what I was thinking.
Some angry. It's for some angry Karen. Yeah.
No,
for
people want to participate in society. Even me.
Yeah.
A lazy misanthrope piece of shit. I want to participate.
I
This-
agree.
This.
Yeah.
I still stand firm.
You
that,
give
like, I
people the
believe-
opportunity to create something bigger, something beautiful, and they will fucking jump at the opportunity. Even if it's
I
the
just
fucking
can't-
Great Wall of China.
I just can't wait till my brain can be in a computer.
Yeah.
That will never happen.
I know. I can dream. I can
Okay.
hope.
So it's your brain in a computer, just like Psychopaths or Ghost in the Shell.
Probably closer to Ghost in the Shell.
So you
I
want
just
to be
don't
a
wanna
beautiful
hurt
Japanese
anymore.
woman with perfect
Yes.
tits. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't want to hurt
I am
anymore.
wearing the Ghost in the Shell Santa Complex hat that I have, which I have chewed on because like I took out my frustration and
You chewed on your hat?
It basically, no, you can see it on my.
Oh
streams.
my god, you are so autistic.
You can see it on my streams, and my streams are on YouTube, so you can go back to when I'm playing Fortnite. It's mostly Fortnite, but sometimes I do get I express this frustration out on other games. I would go like, and like slap the side of their heads because I just got third and I lost the fight, and just like so angry at myself. because of that. Because
Okay,
of such a
so
band.
just as FYI, that means from now on you get to tell Steve Shives that he is being ableistic whenever he doesn't let you say whatever the fuck you want.
It's fine. I give him
And
pleasure,
also,
I
Zack
guess,
Schneider's a Nazi.
I thought we established. I thought we just had a conversation. Is Snack China a fascist or not?
I honestly think he's just a dipshit, but a dipshit who's on the side of the Nazis.
Okay, I can agree with that, honestly. But he's an Iran fan. I think his latest project, he's trying to like adapt Fountainhead or Atlas Shrugged. Which one? But it's one of those two.
Damn, I'm surprised he hasn't done a movie for Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah.
Is it
That's
bad?
when I knew I wasn't an Ayn Rand fan. Is when I read Atlas Shrugs.
Is it bad for me
I
to
was
like
a white
dream?
teenager, so I was a fan of Atlas. Sorry, Isaiah.
No, I was wondering, is it bad to like dream of being the first autistic astronaut, like ever?
I guarantee you there have been autistic astronauts because there have been a couple of dozen of those. But
Not
the
openly,
most
there haven't.
celebrated autistic astronaut, go ahead, dream big. When I create my resort, hotel, casino, and university on the moon, you will be our pioneer.
Please do. I would be amazed. Well, I mean, not openly autistic, but like, I mean, I don't know.
No, you're pretty openly autistic. Sorry, I shouldn't. No, but seriously.
Yeah. Although, like, the amount of like ableism and like eugenics I see on some autism like Reddit posts is like really freaking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like me being black and saying because of racism I want to be white.
Yep. No, you be black and nerdy. You be a blurred.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
So yes, we're coming to the 90-minute mark of like the show. It's been a great show. Had many great conversations. So
So I
Lynn,
could pop in.
yeah, it's great that you pop in. I thought that you weren't going to make
no.
it as well.
Yeah,
I
I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you were wearing that
Yeah.
fine leather
Well,
jacket.
Thank you. It was actually probably the Patreon show I couldn't make because I
Yeah.
was working at that time.
Mhm.
But they kind of just let us all just sit here until like 4:30, which is like another hour away on
Yeah.
on my side. So I was just
Yeah.
like, well, shit, I might as well just join.
Yeah.
Pop in the place
so,
where they let you talk with your shiny
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shiny head. Yes. But anyway, so Litwin, you have like a YouTube channel. It's like a youtube.com/c/transgirljoes JOZ jazz.
Something
Yeah.
Jews? What? To say anti-Semitic? What?
No.
What?
Hopefully I start uploading up there again. I have videos that need to be uploaded, but
Yeah.
it's been slow processing because of pain.
Yeah. And remember,
Yeah.
if you move far enough left, you get guns back.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Fidel Castro was a major gun nut from what I've heard.
Fidel Castro was a Chad. The
Yeah.
CIA tried to kill him over and over again. He just said, smoking cigar? No. I mean, I don't agree with the tanky shit. But you know what? Fidel Castro was a badass.
I don't know. I wanted to like look into Fidel Castro myself and the song. Honestly.
Like I said, I don't agree with the tanky shit. But you know what? The CIA tried to murder him over and over again, and they failed.
But also,
Like,
like,
I'm not afraid of most people, but Castro definitely is
You
intimidating.
should be afraid of Castro's ghost. Yeah.
I don't believe. I'm not afraid of no ghosts. So Linquin also like you have a Twitch channel, the twitch.tv/Linquin. Just gonna be playing more Warcraft, World of Warcraft on there as well.
I probably go. I've been mixing other MMOs lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ESO
Like-
and like Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. I want to do some 76, but like, I gotta wait until I get my new headset in. so I don't have the dangerous setup right now. You
Yeah.
guys have to see the wiring in the murder closet. It's so horrible. But but no,
you
like
just named it like kind of like out the house that you were like have your setup as a murder closet. Yeah, that's just the name of it.
eh, but
Uh,
like yeah, the wiring that I have because I have a the microphone off of a camcorder on my boom arm connected to my K007 with a mini USB to audio out jack converter plugged into the audio thing in my new computer with the plug for the mic and the plug for the K007 going into a white extension cord going into my surge protector that runs through a hole in the wall to the plug outside of the murder closet.
So
that
you
also-
are as connected to the internet as Zack Schneider is to comic books.
Oh no, I get 500 up, or 500 down, 300 up. Oh, I have fiber now. I'm out in bumfuck Wisconsin right now. I have fiber because the governor demanded that every section of Wisconsin have access to fiber optics.
Nice.
Every
I have-
white person have access, which is pretty much all of Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well, it was like they had to have fiber access for every house. Not like the houses that have to have it. It's the wires have to run everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Was-
something.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's some infrastructure in an area where I live in a town of like 40.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it counts as a town anymore. It has the sign, the welcome sign says unincorporated.
Yeah, there's a lot
don't
of
even
places
have-
like that.
Yeah, we don't even have our own zip code. Like, we use the next town over zip code.
Your mom has a zip code.
Well, I mean, I'm at my mom's place now, but we're helping take care of her.
All right, and with that juvenile frat boy joke,
Well,
let us
just-
wish Isaiah's forehead a fond farewell.
Yes.
Like,
Happy Zombie Jesus Day and Happy Trans Day of Visibility, which would
Yeah.
not know that like that.
Eat all the jelly beans and kill Republic.
It's-
Tell
well,
Republicans not to be bastards.
how about you stop thinking about statistic terrorism so you're not saying statistic terrorism, John?
I'm sorry, it's always there.
But with Easter or Zombie Jesus Day falling on like Trans Day of Visibility, it gives a new meaning to the term egg hunting, doesn't it?
I mean, technically, Jesus would be trans because isn't his pronouns he? Well, first off, if he's everywhere,
He's
if
he,
he's all
they,
of us,
and he was transformed. So, yeah.
right. Also, too, if we're created in his image, I mean, technically, he would be trans because there's trans people in our planet.
Yeah.
And also, you don't have 2 X chromosomes because
Yep.
the virgin birth of from Mary. Mary only.
But
has X
only
chromosomes.
according to Matthew, Luke, and John. Mark had him adopted.
Jesus has two dads, born to a Middle Eastern family. Just saying. Or if like Jesus does have XY chromosome, that means that Mary must have XY chromosomes according to like math
Yeah.
and like
Although,
that.
to be fair, if you actually read the Bible or like the story of it, God is a deadbeat dad. He sent
God's a
his son to
rapist.
get tortured,
Yep.
right? So it's like God is like is the king of deadbeat fathers all over the place. Who would send their son to get tortured for like these puny like
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we will say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Well, the Zayaters has the YouTube channels, 2 YouTube channels, and Zayaters Isaiah.60 on like Instagram. Links.
There's that, or you can go to my my other Instagram page, which is called Galactic Cosplay 8 Crafts, which is
Okay.
what that's another one I did.
Okay. I just had to find the link for later as well for future shows. I'm Summer Geek on co-host, Summer Geek on Tumblr, Summer Geek on Blue Sky, Summer Geek on Twitter, Summer Geek on YouTube, and Summer Geek on Twitch. I'm going to be streaming on YouTube.
Scarlet fucking Pimpernel. He's everywhere.
Yes, up the left. Yes, I'm everywhere. Especially Twitch chats now. I'm not much everywhere on YouTube live streams as much as I used to be, but now like everyone like Twitch chats, I have like 4 tabs open.
Are you on
tabs.
Twitter?
I am on Twitter.
Why? That's just Nazi shit now.
Just because. Honestly. Yes, my friends are on Twitter as well too. But I will be streaming after I get off the call. I think for Trans Visibility, I'll stream like a trans developed like game in Inkfell or something like that, or trans friendly game in Inkfell. So that'll be something. And John Bruckman, you're part of another podcast, aren't you?
Dungeons and Debacles. It's like this, only we play D&D. And Leniquin, do you have anything you would wish to share?
I don't have anything for this is everything I would have to share.
Yep, the Leniquin's YouTube channel and Leniquin's like a Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv.
Once I start like really pushing the YouTube channel, it's gonna be a lot of like tabletop gaming stuff. Trying to focus more on like independent small game creators instead of like Games Workshop. Which don't get me wrong, I love me my Warhammer, but there's enough channels out there for Warhammer.
Yeah.
Go. All right.
Yeah, so like
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just like, I want to focus on like the smaller creators. So.
Yep.
All right. And with that, we will say happy Easter, because Jesus is risen. He is risen indeed. And
now he's
that.
Super and he's Spock. He's Spock.
Yes, he is.
And also, he's white and he's super hot. He has cum gutters and a big dick.
So he's Keanu Reeves.
Bye-bye. Jesus is Keanu Reeves. I will buy that, honestly.